Good morning, my friends. I hope you are doing very great as always. As always, I hope you're winning at your challenges and all those interesting fun stuff. And this thing is really not working well. Getting some reflections on there. So we're nearing that time of the year where we get to celebrate the ultimate thing that happened for us, the core thing that brought about, that God had to do for us, that God had to, man, and that is as we head closer to what is called Easter weekend, where we get to remember what Jesus did for us if we believe in Him, if we follow Him, for those who love Jesus and who belong to Him. And you know, I said to a friend yesterday, and as I'm thinking about it, I can just feel the emotions and the tears come to mind, or come to the front almost. You know, I'm so thankful that Jesus loves me enough to die for me. And I'm so thankful that for the fact that knowing that and believing in Him and walking for Him and learning to love Him more changes me every day because of that He did right there. You know, spotless. He was spotless, the spotless lamb, as they used to use to sacrifice pre the new covenant in the Old Testament. And then God brought the ultimate spotless lamb who became all my sin on a cross. You know, you know, I saw the way somebody said it yesterday in a video was so beautiful and so perfect. Is, you know, He came to live that beautiful, sinless, I don't like saying the word perfect life, but a sinless life, of being a spotless lamb, His entire life. And God hung Him on that cross as if He did all my sin, everything that I did. He went through all the suffering for everything that I did. And then God went one step further to offer me the opportunity to live life and receive reward after this life, as if I lived His life, as if I lived the life of Jesus down here. And you know, it changes you when you start realizing these things in this way, and you have God come to chat to you, and He just comes and reveals all these things to you. And you know, here in South Africa, Easter weekend is a long weekend. When we celebrate on the Friday is the remembrance of the day of what Jesus went through, and on the Sunday, Resurrection Sunday, the day everything changed for the whole world, the day my life got to change. For God so loved the world that He gave His only Son, His only begotten Son, Jesus, that whosoever believes in Him will not die but have eternal life. You know, I'm speechless. You know, in the time that when we were still sinners, Christ died for us, that He gave a piece of Himself for us. And one thing that often annoys me and frustrates me around this time that's coming is that the churches go empty over that weekend for some interesting reason. Because it's a long weekend, we get to go away and think of ourselves more and have our own things. And not that I'm saying there's anything wrong from taking a weekend away from your house and stuff. If you end up celebrating it there where you are, or remembering it there where you are, being in church at least in those days where we are. And those people looked at me funny the other day when I looked at them and I said, you know, Jesus didn't die for me to have a long weekend. Somebody asked me if I'm going to my old hometown over that weekend. And Jesus didn't come to die for me to have a long weekend. He came to die for me so that I can be with Him one day. He came to die for me so that I don't get what I deserve for how I'm living and what I'm doing and what I have done, everything in my life. It's a harsh thought, I know. But in order to be changed like that, Oh, my mind is going all over the place with this. As I said, there's nothing wrong with taking a breakaway, whatever the case may be. But there where you go, get to a place where there are services on that day. So you can still there's something extra special for me on that day. And this year is the second year since I can remember that I get to celebrate my birthday on the Friday of what Jesus went through. So I have no idea what I'm in for this year with that day, because my birthday happens to be my favorite day of the year. But I really wish and I hope that through all the remembrance and all the things that occurred, that would hit you over that weekend, wherever you are, wherever you choose to go. Go enjoy a weekend away. But don't forget what Jesus did. And spend those days in remembrance of what he did for us. Because as I said, that is the most important thing that ever happened in the history of humankind. Maybe the second one. I think the first one would be the fact that Jesus was born. But that he died for us. That changed everything for us. That did all these beautiful things that can come about for us. I love you guys. Thank you for allowing me to share my heart with you around this matter, and I hope my heart catches you, and I hope God really shows you how much he loves you and how much he loved you, that he loved you enough to send Jesus to go and die for you on that cross, that he became everything. You know, people always, and I'm me included, until a friend mentioned it the other day, always used to speak on one verse, two verses, Isaiah 53 and 1 Peter 2, which says, by his stripes we are healed. But the words before that part of the verse talks about our iniquities that went on him, all our sin that went on him, everything that we are doing, that he went on him, that he took on him. And then came that video with the most powerful statement that I've heard in a very, very long time. To have the words put in that manner, that Jesus suffered as if he was me and my sin. He took all of my sin on him, so that I get to live the life as if I was him. That thought just, it quietens me, obviously. But I know it's a bit more of what feels like an emotional one this morning, but I really hope it blesses you, and I really hope it opens up some stuff for you to God to come and chat to you and just love on you and just show you what all that means if you're in a space maybe where you don't understand always, or even 100% what it meant for what he did for you. Bless you guys. Love you as always. Jesus loves you so much. Shalom, shalom.